What is moving and shaking, my friends? It is Mr. Jonathan Budd, and I have to talk with you guys today about one of the most dear concepts and principles to my heart that I absolutely know if you listen to this message, if you take what I'm about to share with you to heart today, it's one of those game changers. It's one of those paradigm shifters that has to happen not only in your life, if you really want to create amazing results, but it has to happen in our world if we're going to transition from a bunch of non-problem solving followers to a world, a citizenry of passionate, go-getting solution seekers. Okay? So check this out. Here's what today's concept and what today's teaching is all about. Earnership. I want you to take this word and take this meaning deep into your heart, deep into your mind, deep into your whole psychology right now. Earnership. Earnership. And what earnership essentially means is the same way that you have ownership of something, right? Most people want ownership without having earnership. Okay? Earnership really stands for the fact that you have earned, you deserve anything that you have created. That it is not a freebie, it is not an accident that you produced some result or you got something that you wanted, but it is earned. And deeper than that, earnership is a mindset, it's a mentality, it's a way of being that first says, I don't want anything unless I've earned it. There's true power in earnership. There's not pride, but there's self-satisfaction in earnership. You can call that pride if you want. It's really just gratifying to who we are as human beings to earn things. And so the reason why it's very important we discuss this today is because one of the number one problems that I see plaguing our industry, plaguing the world when it comes to creating results and really just people being happy is that we want stuff for free. We really do. I mean, it's like a society in some sense and a world in some sense that's trying to get a handout, trying to get stuff for free. Takers, not givers. And it's this fundamental wanting stuff for free mentality that leads to so much unhappiness in the world and failure in business, especially for a starting out entrepreneur. And here's why. When you want something for free, what you don't get is that nothing is for free. Nothing, right? It almost doesn't exist in most senses. If you want to achieve an amazing result, that takes so much work. You have to earn that. It takes so much effort, so much skill, so much knowledge, so much capacity that needs to be developed within us to achieve big results that to want it for free is just somewhat outrageous. Yet what we don't acknowledge a lot of the time is that somewhere in our thinking, in our psychology, this whole notion of I should get that for free has snuck in there. And that's evident with all of the sort of belief and all the whining, moaning, and complaining that exists in the world. Anytime somebody's whining, moaning, complaining, why don't I have this yet? How come it's so hard? Blah, blah, blah. Hidden in that is this belief that I should already have it. It should be easier, right? It should be free. And hidden in there, if you have that belief, you are screwed. Because in this phase of being an entrepreneur, when it's difficult, when you are going through the process of developing your skills, overcoming obstacles, expanding your knowledge base, observing yourself to create new ways of being and perceiving that can take on challenges in a much more powerful way. When you're in this phase, it's uncomfortable, it's unknown, it's miserable, it makes you feel awkward, you feel like everyone's better than you, like you don't know anything, like there's so much to go, and all of it's probably true in some strange senses, and that's perfect, that's okay, that's where everyone starts out. But if you have any little morsel of I should have something for free in you, when you're going through that phase, you're screwed. You will quit. And those are the people that quit. Those are the people who don't ever achieve anything. Because somewhere in their psychology, they're missing earnership. okay? So let me give you the contrary to that, which is earnership. And in that, I want to share with you a few beliefs, a few memetics that are some of the memes that empower my life, okay? Now, memetics really refers to the study of beliefs and the science of beliefs. A meme, its technical definition, is a unit of consciousness. We, know it more as thoughts. Okay? Now, in reality, what's happening on a psychological level is that we have thoughts, memes, sort of creep in. They come from all sorts of places. They come from outside forces. Sometimes we create them ourselves. But when we believe our thoughts, that's when they actually turn into beliefs. Okay? So when we accept that thought as true, then it becomes a belief, and now we actually live and act from that belief. That's all of our action essentially is derived from the memes first, right? So we have these memes, we take the memes to be true, they turn into beliefs. Now all of our action pretty much comes from there. So it's very important that you develop and create the right memetics. You have to have the right memetic structure, otherwise all the action you take in life is going to be screwed. So I want to share with you a few memes, very distinct ones, that are memes that will inspire some of the greatest action you can really take, and they're ones I live by that allow me to constantly be taking on new challenges, constantly striving for bigger and better things, and really creating some amazing results in the world in the process. So here's one of them. This meme is, I would rather earn it than get it for free, right? I'd rather earn it than get it for free. It goes deeper though. Another meme that we could share is, it's far more fun and rewarding and fulfilling to earn something than it is to get it for free. And moreover, I don't want anything unless I've earned it. I don't want anything unless I've earned it. And that might be one of the most powerful memes that drives me. And when you have that as a meme, I don't want anything unless I've earned it. And I'm talking about money, business, success, love, relationships, friends, knowledge, skills, attitudes, perceptions. I don't want anything unless I've earned it. When you begin to live from that meme, you act in a completely different way. You become happy to try your hardest. You become happy to be put to the test. You become happy to have everything in the world thrown at you, and you have to overcome it in order to keep moving forward. Because that's what you want. And you see how backwards most people's memes actually are? Most people are avoiding that. And so when they deal with it, when it confronts them, which is the inevitability of life, what do? They struggle, they get unhappy, they whine, they moan, they complain, all these things, right? Which eventually makes them an ineffective person, less powerful, in fact powerless, and oftentimes not creating the results they want in the world. So let's live from the meme, I don't want anything unless I've earned it. And from that place, we're ready to truly take on almost any challenge. And we can now take that challenge on detached, right? What I mean by that is we're not attached to the outcome because we know that we don't even want the outcome unless we first earned it. Now, most people start completely backwards. They want the outcome and they haven't earned a damn thing, right? Oh my God, if I only had $20,000 a month, then this would be so much better and that'd be so much greater. And they want the outcome, they haven't earned a damn thing. And then somehow or other they quit because it's hard. Boo-hoo. I don't have a lot of sympathy. When you take it from the other direction, I don't want anything unless I've earned. I don't want $20,000 a month. I don't want $1 million a month. I don't want to be a billionaire even unless I've earned it. I don't want anything unless I've earned it. Now you are beginning to understand earnership. And now you truly have earnership in anything you do. You become a much more powerful person. And the interesting thing about this perspective is that it leads to you being more effective. It's the oddest thing. Not only are you more happy because you're more sort of self-fulfilled with the actions you're taking every day, you're more proud of yourself, but you actually become more effective, because what you're focusing on every day when we're talking about earnership, when you want to earn every single result that you produce in the world, what you're focusing on every day is actually developing yourself. You're focusing on developing the skill sets, developing the mindsets, developing the perceptions, developing the connections, developing the relationships, developing the habits that actually lead to you producing the results you want in the world. And this doesn't matter if you're a network marketer, an internet marketer, information marketer, if you take coaches, if you train people, if you're running a company, if you're an employee somewhere right now, none of it matters. Whatever you want to create in the world, whatever result you're seeking to create, this and these are the principles that when you live by, allow you to do it. This is what turns your life into a living example of power. Just a living example of power. Because when you live like this, you live powerfully. And people sense that. Everyone can feel and sense that. Especially people who have a concept of earnership. When you're really, this concept of earnership is inbred in you, you're far less asking of people. You don't want to take anything from somebody unless you first earned it. So what are you usually trying to do? Give a lot more value than you're receiving. That's going to work great in your favor for pretty much all the relationships you have in life, FYI. And when you just live from this place of earnership, I guess I keep saying, everything gets realer almost, in a sense. You deal less with this sort of fabrication of your fantasy of what you want, and you're much more focused on actual reality. Like, what do I need to do right now to create this result? It's not what are my problems and this is hard and I wish it wasn't this way. It's what do I need to do right now to create this result? What do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to learn? What do I need to practice? What do I need to buy? What do I need to do right now to create this result? Any result that I want to create. And you break it down from that question into pieces, and then you just get it done, you tackle it. That's what unstoppable entrepreneurs do. And when you live from the place of earnership, my friends, it doesn't just affect your life, it affects everyone around you. And one of the things that I would love to see for our community and for our world is for this tide of freebie-seeking mentalities to shift, where people are trying to get by without giving, right? They're trying to get by doing the least they can. Just eke by and get what they can, and just, if we could shift this by being living examples of earnership, not only is that going to change our life, but it's going to have a ripple effect on your family, your community, your kids, your elders, the world in essence. And I think one of the most powerful things about being an online marketer and being at the cutting edge of technology and being in this industry that we're in is that we really are influential people. We have the ability to reach audiences and reach people. And if we give these new memes, if we live these new memes, they will sink into daily and worldly consciousness. And how much cooler would it be living in a society where everyone had a deeply ingrained concept of earnership and wanted to give before they receive and wanted to earn anything, even on the smallest level, before they tried to take. How cool would that be to live in that world? So, my friends, I leave you with that today. It's a pleasure, as always, getting a chance to talk with you. I'm off to take care of some business this evening, but live it, my friends, and you will see the results. We'll talk to you in a bit. Ciao.